रॉयल मिलिट्री एकेडमी सेंटर्स में हम आज का ये प्रोग्राम कर रहे हैं और कोई 300 प्लस पाकिस्तानी ब्रिटिश इसमें शिरकत कर रहे हैं। सेक्रेटरी जनरल कॉमनवेल्थ इसमें शिरकत कर रही हैं और बहुत सारे नाम सर अनवर परवेज़ और इस तरह से दीगर कम्यूनिटी की अहम शख्सियात इसमें हिस्सा ले रही हैं। मकसद इसका यही है कि अपनी कम्यूनिटी को इंट्रोड्यूस कराना कि ये भी एक अहम सेगमेंट है हमारी सोसाइटी का। हमारी कम्यूनिटी को इस तरफ देखना चाहिए क्योंकि हम अब इकोनॉमिकल इमिग्रेंट नहीं रहे, हम इस मुल्क के बासी हैं, यहाँ पे रहने वाले हैं, इस सोसाइटी का, इस मुल्क का एक हिस्सा हैं। और जब तक हम मेन स्ट्रीम में इस्टेब्लिशमेंट में अपने आने वाली नस्ल को नहीं भेजेंगे तो मैं नहीं समझता हूँ कि हमारी वो बॉन्डेज वो स्ट्रेंथन हो सके। तो इसी सिलसिले की एक ये आगाज़ है कि हम अपनी कम्यूनिटी को बावर कराएँ कि क्योंकि हम इस मुल्क का हिस्सा हैं और ये मुल्क हमारा है और इस मुल्क की सरहदों के लिए हमें अपना खून देने में कोई कबात नहीं है, बल्कि हम खुशी और फ़ख्र से देंगे कि इसलिए कि ये हमारा मुल्क है।
Very honored to be invited to this important event, 70 years celebrations of relations between Pakistan and Great Britain here at this very prestigious military academy Sandhurst, and I'm particularly proud to say that there's one major hired from Pakistan here to teach the international cadets at Sandhurst special operations. So they actually, Sandhurst hired this Pakistani major because he's, you know, they are so brilliant, the Pakistanis, militarily. And he's now teaching all the people here. I think this is a phenomenal achievement. And it's wonderful to be here, invited by the World Overseas Pakistanis, the Congress. I think they're doing a great job building bridges, you know, forming relations, supporting the bridges and the friendships. So I look forward to the event and thank you very much.
A very, very warm welcome to you all at one of the oldest military institutions of the world. To start with, a brief introduction of where you all are. The first military academy in the United Kingdom was established in 1720 at Woolwich and granted royal status in 1841. This academy was moved to Camberley at a town called Sandhurst, where we are, in 1947, which is also when Pakistan and its military academy was born. And it turned out to be what today is the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst. Sandhurst is the National Centre of Excellence for Leadership of United Kingdom and has produced numerous leaders in the world, with the likes of Sir Winston Churchill, the first Viscount Slim, the first Viscount Montgomery, including many current and past heads of states. Pakistan-United Kingdom relationship began with the inception of Pakistan in 1947. Pakistan's feeder military institution, Pakistan Military Academy Kabul, known as Cradle of Leadership, was founded by a British officer, Brigadier Ingle, who is revered for his foresight and dedication in Pakistan to cause in order to provide the best breed of officers to Pakistan Army. There are more than 65 Pakistani graduates of Sandhurst, some serving, some retired. The first president of Pakistan, Mr. Sikandar Mirza, was a Sandhurst graduate, to name a few others: Field Marshal Ayub Khan, his son, Foreign Minister Gaur Ayub, Major General Shahid Hamid, who spent 2 years before Pakistan's inception with Field Marshal Sir Claude Auchinleck as his private secretary. You will be pleased to know that his very graceful daughter, Honorable Shama Hussain, happens to be sitting amongst us in the audience, and she lives in the United Kingdom and is the Honorary Secretary of the Pakistan Society in the United Kingdom. Few others are General Asif Nawaz Janjua, Major Mian Raza Shah Shaheed of 1965 war, a martyr, General Ghulam Muhammad Malik, Major Farooq Adam Khan. These two, General Ali Kulli and General Sikandar Shami, sent their regrets for not attending today due to the change of dates from 15th April, because it was an Easter weekend, to today, the 6th of May. From Pakistan, we also welcome General Muhammad Amir, General Officer Commanding 10 Division, who has especially flown in and will be speaking to us later. Also present today is Mr. Salam Ansari, an ex-Sandhurst graduate, and Brigadier Saeed Ismat. Brigadier Saeed Ismat was the first defense attaché of Pakistan in London, who was a Sandhurst graduate. Later in 1992, he became the defense attaché and was instrumental in restarting the Sandhurst graduate program, which stopped for 25 years in between. He happened to live in the room when he was a cadet as President Ayub Khan and his son Gaur Ayub, so these three lived in the same room when they were cadets. However, Brigadier Saeed Ismat made sure that his successors don't find out where he lived for reasons unknown. Hence, he deliberately did not engrave his name, perhaps the right choice to save himself from his platoon commander's wrath. Amongst the current serving Sandhurst graduates who have made it to our today's event is Lieutenant Colonel Bilal Safras, for whom I very lately found out General Hugh Pike has a lot of affection for. Who was General Hugh Pike? The Commandant at the time of him being a cadet here. A warm welcome to your Mrs. Mabashapi, and a very warm welcome back at Sandhurst to you, sir. And to all your platoon mates who have graciously taken time out to support this day. I would like to thank you, Sir Anwar Pervez, founder and chairman of Best Way Group, for your presence. A special thanks to Her Excellency Baroness Scotland for coming and supporting. Commander Field Army, General Patrick Sanders, Commandant Sanders, General Nansen, for not only supporting today's event alone, but profoundly backing it up. There are many thanks and thank yous, but I'll stop at saying thank you, everyone, for coming. Today, the ties between the two academies are stronger than ever. Only last year, a contingent of 12 from Sandhurst went to Pakistan in Islamabad and Pakistan Military Academy, Kabul, on a defense engagement trip, with 4 officers, including myself, and 8 officer cadets, where the cadets took part in training activities in Pakistan Military Academy, Kabul, while briefly visiting Islamabad and Nathia Gali on their way back. The visit was a success, and we now intend to make that a permanent feature with our second visit going to Pakistan Military Academy, Kabul, by the summer end this year. Defense engagement at a more strategic level has picked up significant pace, especially in the last 2 years, having Pakistan defense teams visiting UK and vice versa. There's a lot more going on, and due to paucity of time and the rest of the speakers, I'll leave it here. Coming to today's event briefly. I was very fortunate to come back to Sandhurst in 2015, and this time on the more luxurious side of the bridge, per se, and not as a cadet, thank goodness. And before I finished my posting here, which ends in August, I thought I need to find an excuse to keep visiting my alma mater, Sandhurst. So I thought something like a Sandhurst graduate annual reunion, like the one today, would be the perfect way. When we raised this with His Excellency, the High Commissioner of Pakistan, Mr. Sayyid Ibn Abbas, he, as always, graciously supported the idea and merged it with the High Commission's celebrations of 70 years of UK-Pak relations as well. But this could not have taken place without the sponsor hosts, World Congress of Overseas Pakistanis, who we have seen so enthusiastically throughout the time for fully supporting the progress of United Kingdom-Pakistan relationship building. I would like to thank you, Qamar Raza Sahib, for your unflinching support at making this event possible, Arif Sahib and his team, who's worked extremely hard to coordinate and execute this. Today marks the first of many such like annual events at Sandhurst that we will continue to celebrate our shared values, as 70-year celebration is also a reminder of our mutual respect and strong will to bring our two countries closer and together. Towards the end, there's no formal format for today, as it's purely a celebration, which is also why when you make your way back to the Victory Building to have the delicious Pakistani cuisine, where we gathered before coming here, you will find yourself sitting alphabetically, which means if your name starts with S, you're in a massive luck today, as you will be sitting either with the Field Army Commander, General Sanders, or His Excellency, Sayyid Ibn Abbas, or Her Excellency, Baroness Scotland. But before we thank our stars for having the right letter with our name, we will have to wait and discover that for ourselves at the lunch table. For now, without much ado, could I please request His Excellency, the High Commissioner of Pakistan, Mr. Sayyid Ibn Abbas, to please come and say a few words.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Baroness Patricia Scotland, Secretary General Commonwealth Secretariat, Mr. Sajjad Karim, Member of European Parliament, Lieutenant General Patrick Sanders, Commander Field Army, Major General Paul Nansen, Commandant Sanders, Major General Muhammad Amir, GOC 10 Division Lahore, Sir Anwar Parvez, Founder, Nestle Group, Sayyid Qamar Raza, Chairman WCOP, and his team, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum and very good afternoon to you all. It is my pleasure to be in Sandhurst again. The great institution is laced with chivalry and fascinating history. It is a center of excellence for producing the finest brains and outstanding military leaders. Graduates from Sandhurst have proven their mettle around the world and symbolize professional brilliance. At the very outset, ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you all to today's event and express our appreciation to Commandant Nansen and his exceptional team for arranging this event to celebrate the 70th years of our two countries' friendship. The year 2017 marks an important milestone in the history of our nation, that is the 70th independence anniversary of Pakistan, and also marks the 70th anniversary of the establishment of Pakistan-UK diplomatic relations. It is heartening that Sandhurst and the Pakistan Military Academy, Kabul, over the years have strengthened historic ties. More than 60 cadets from Pakistan have trained in Sandhurst, with some of them making to the highest ranks in the Pakistan Army. I am happy that the level of interaction between the two military academies has enhanced the cooperation in recent years. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan and the UK enjoy strong and cordial relations. These mutually beneficial relations are based upon shared history, cultural affinities, and commonality of interests. Remarkable level of understanding on diverse issues is a hallmark of this relationship. Our political, economic, and defense relations have strengthened with each passing year. In this very unique relationship, British Pakistani diaspora which I see quite a large number here this afternoon, has played a crucial role of a bridge and a catalyst. Today, Pakistan is on the move under the leadership of Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and is marching ahead in all fields steadily as a confident nation. Economic indicators are very positive. International institutions are forecasting a positive outlook for Pakistan. The transformative China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, commonly known as CPEC, with its $54 billion investment portfolio, is indeed a fate changer not only for Pakistan but for the entire region. By strengthening trade and economic ties in the region and beyond, guided by a vision of peace for development and peaceful neighborhood, we are determined to continue our journey towards progress and prosperity. Ladies and gentlemen, to celebrate the nation's fascinating journey over the last 7 decades, the High Commission has planned a series of events throughout the year, showcasing the best of Pakistani culture, its rich heritage, and cultural affinities with the UK. Our region has a strong history of brave and valiant soldiers who fought side by side with the British military in the 2 world wars. I wish to urge the youngsters of the British Pakistani diaspora to join the UK Armed Forces and be part of great military traditions and service. This great institution where I am standing, and I just heard so many good things about Sanders from Major Ukba before he was here introducing about this event and the great institution. I'm sure trains its officers that there's a whole world out there where people might think rather differently. It teaches men and women to be leaders and strategists. Sandhurst is a place for the best and the finest. And therefore, it is my hope and desire that our youngsters will seriously consider joining the UK Armed Forces. In the end, I wish to conclude by commending once again the excellent work done by Sandhurst, especially Major Ukba, who has worked tirelessly to make today's event happen. And of course, the World Congress of Overseas Pakistanis and their team for extending crucial support for realization of today's unique event. I thank you all.
Honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Nansen, I'm the Commandant here, and I'd like to first and foremost welcome you to the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst, and indeed to the Churchill Hall. I'm told that there is a very similar hall in Quetta at the Staff College. The cadets here call this place the dormitory, or the sleeping bag, because this is where they get the occasional 40 winks when they're being taught at by an academic. I remember when I was here as a cadet, one professor got so upset that he fired a Napoleonic musket off halfway through a lecture, which had, as you can imagine, some startling effects on us all. Looking at who's going to speak to you today, I hope you don't need guns to keep you awake as we go forward. You've heard from Ukbar and from the High Commissioner about our background here. We're very proud of our history. And from 1812, when Sandhurst came into being, from the Battle of Waterloo in 1815 to the present day, we have been developing leaders. And I firmly believe we continue to produce some of the best leaders this country has to offer. Young men and women who go on to do extraordinary things in the most complex of environments. And that is not just on the battlefield. We, of course, do lots of things as an army to help prevent war and conflict and ameliorate humanitarian crises. Ebola in Sierra Leone, anti-poaching in Malawi, training Iraqi security forces, UN missions in South Sudan, humanitarian support from the Nepal earthquake, I could go on. But I said leaders from the UK, and of course we develop leaders from other countries as well. And we are also hugely proud of our shared heritage and links with Pakistan, and in particular, as far as Sandhurst is concerned, the Pakistan Military Officer Academy at Kakul. In terms of those links, as you've heard, 65 Pakistani cadets have passed up the famous steps of Old College. Some of you are here today, welcome back. All have gone on to succeed, be that in the Pakistani army or in civilian life. 2 presidents, a field marshal, a chief of the army staff, and a foreign minister is not a bad tally for any of them. And of course, we only have 3 permanent exchange officers here at Sandhurst, an Australian, an American, and, depending on how he gets on today, a Pakistani officer. In terms of our relationship with Kakul, I'm visiting there next month with the Academy Sergeant Major. We are and remain very close. Now, I talked about developing leaders and what we do here at Sandhurst, and of course a huge part of that task is about attracting and selecting the right talent. And I do think, as you heard from the High Commissioner, there is more we could do to maximise that talent by making sure we recruit from all parts of the British society, and that includes in particular the Pakistani diaspora, which I think is about over 3 million. So how do we do it? How do we do that? How do we influence that important cohort? Well, I think we've got to change perceptions. I think we've got to create some misconceptions, and we've got to generate shared understanding. And by way of a few examples, I think we need to change perceptions by ensuring that people understand that the army is not just about bombs and bullets. Not many understand the breadth of different career opportunities there are within the army. 220 different roles, more than any other sector. 24% of the army employed in 19 science, technology, engineering and maths roles, including cyber, aircrew, aviation, engineering support, specialist medical cadres and lawyers, to name but a few. 3,000 people employed in aircraft engineering, 400 anaesthetists, radiologists, psychiatrists, accredited GMPs and GDMOs, and I could go on. The Army is the largest employer and provider of apprenticeships in the UK, with about 16,000 apprenticeships in some 43 programmes. And we also provide opportunities for intellectual development. And I'll give you an example of Sandhurst this year. For the first time, we'll be introducing 150 first degree offers as part of our syllabus here at the Academy. That's a free degree with only a 5-year return of service. The second thing we need to do is create some misconceptions, perhaps the main one being that we're not equal opportunity employers. Here at Sandhurst, I can say we have created an environment in which talented young men and women are able to thrive and achieve great things, no matter what their background. And I can think of no better example of that than by telling you about Second Lieutenant Cadane Cowsland, who commissioned last April. Illiterate and diagnosed with dyslexia by the age of 11, he'd moved home and school several times across London via Ghana and Jamaica. Unable to pass English GCSE as a 15-year-old, he joined the army as a junior soldier, aged 16. Now aged 24, he was awarded the Sword of Honour for the best cadet at Sandhurst last April, having performed to the highest levels in all aspects on the commissioning course. An outstanding achievement. Now, some of you might suggest this is simply about political correctness, but I would say this is about our Army's operational effectiveness. The complexity of the operating environment in which we operate is such that we have to draw on talent from every community if we are to succeed and remain relevant. And finally, it's about shared understanding. You've already heard a bit about this. If I could take you all now to our British Indian Army room up in Old College, you would see plenty of evidence of the British Army's shared and proud military history with the Asian community in World War I and II. Men from provinces of Sindh, Baluchistan, Punjab, KPK and Gilgit-Baltistan all served with distinction alongside their British cousins. This shared heritage strikes me as a great platform upon which to improve understanding of our Army's role in society and the opportunities that we offer. There is so much common ground, including, perhaps most importantly, our shared values and standards. You tell me a community that wouldn't welcome courage, discipline, selfless commitment, respect, loyalty or integrity in its people. So I'm delighted to welcome you here to Sandhurst. It's a huge privilege, and I really hope that at this important event you will have a fantastic day. And I'd like to welcome General Amir, GOC 10th Div, to come up and say a few words. Thank you very much.
In the name of Allah, the Magnificent and Ever Merciful. Why I walked up from here, I just wanted to hold up the ages-old tradition of Pakistan Military Academy of no shortcuts. I'm sure you are following it here as well. And secondly, I wanted to tell people that I am younger than the High Commissioner as well as Jan Nancy. As General Nancy mentioned, that this hall resembles a hall in Quetta in our staff college. Due to that resemblance, I also compelled dozing off, but then since I was sitting next to the Commandant, I dared not. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel extremely privileged and highly honored to represent my great institution at such an august forum. My institution highly appreciates the efforts of World Congress of Overseas Pakistanis for arranging this event. We also thank Royal Military Academy, UK Army and UK government for offering sincere and unstinted support to this event. Ladies and gentlemen, importance of expatriate Pakistanis cannot be overstated. Besides sending billions of rupees in the form of remittances, you have a major role and influence on our socio-political culture. We feel that your Congress has provided overseas Pakistanis a forum capable of changing lives of thousands of people back home through a message of cooperation, social emancipation and freedom. Rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, that Pakistan Army and the nation holds in high esteem the pronounced contribution of your Congress. We have no words to show our gratitude for your sincere efforts for humanity as well as your efforts projecting culture and soft image of Pakistan, which is the real face of our great nation. Indeed, these are remarkable contributions, and ladies and gentlemen, accept our salutations for this great work. Here, ladies and gentlemen, may I also mention the historic bond existing between Pakistan Army and the great institution of Royal Military Academy. In fact, several officers from our army, as highlighted by the earlier speakers, are graduates of this institution of remarkable repute. They have held very responsible positions in various command and staff slots back home. In fact, we select the best of our youth for training here, and now we also have a unique privilege to be part of the faculty in the shape of Akbar. This has further cemented our relationship not only with RMA, but also with UK Army as well. We are partners, ladies and gentlemen, with the UK Army in our efforts against terrorism and elimination of violent extremism besides so many other fields. I am positive, ladies and gentlemen, that this bond of cooperation and collaboration between the two armies will be strengthened with every passing day. Ladies and gentlemen, with these rather lengthy yet essential acknowledgements, let me share with you some of Pakistan's contributions in fight against global terrorism. I am glad to report, ladies and gentlemen, that efforts of Pakistan have contributed immensely towards making the world and our region safer than before. As partners of global effort against terrorism, we entered this war in 2001. At that time, 1/3 of FATA was under terrorist influence, and almost 1/3 of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa was a contested area, and terrorist incidents elsewhere in the country were frequent. Fear, ladies and gentlemen, was pervasive everywhere. Through a series of operations and huge sacrifices by our sons and daughters, we have, alhamdulillah, defeated forces of death and destruction. We have gone through cycles of clearance and reclaims and have brought back peace in a country to a large extent. The list of challenges, ladies and gentlemen, runs long in this period, but so does the catalogue of our achievements in protecting our motherland against this menace of terrorism. We have spearheaded the regional fight against terrorism with the great support of our civil society and friends like UK and USA. We have eliminated scores of terrorists. We have denied them liberty of action, and they are on the run. Most of them have evaporated and are in hiding, or else have relocated themselves to Afghanistan. However, unfortunately, Afghan authorities have not been able to act against them effectively, and thus they still retain ability to strike us with considerable impunity. Recent surge in their activities, ladies and gentlemen, particularly in our urban areas, is aimed at regaining the lost relevance and influencing us in the perception domain. Using safe havens in Afghanistan and exploiting their sympathizers and facilitators in the hinterland of Pakistan, they are carrying out acts of terrorism, though at a much smaller scale. However, we will not leave them. This resolve has been manifested by recently initiated Operation Raddul Fasad, which means rejecting and crushing violence. It is aimed at eliminating their sleeper cells along with their sympathizers as well as facilitators through a deliberately crafted strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, besides kinetic Operation Raddul Fasad envisages introduction of policy reforms in law enforcing, judiciary, education, administration, and counter-narrative domains. That's why government and the army are working hand in glove for success of this operation. In the same context, army has started improving border management with Afghanistan, triggering huge socio-economic activities alongside improvement in communication infrastructure and undertaking health reforms in affected areas. Our goal is to nurture masses, particularly youth, through education and empowerment. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not leaving any stone unturned to rid off the society from fasadis so as to make our homeland safe and tranquil as it was a few decades ago. Our efforts need assistance from our trusted friends like UK to deal with the external challenges like regional power play and persistent Indian belligerence affecting our focus on terrorism. We also need support of our friends in our fight against violent extremism, which is an unfolding story at the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we have sacrificed alone more than all other nations combined in this war. Our friends need to understand this. They must believe us that we would help them in protecting the shared traditions, values, and cultures at all costs. Our resilience and courage is evident from the price in the form of loss of thousands of lives and billions of rupees spent to eliminate this menace at the cost of socio-economic development. We are committed to go all out for an enduring peace in our country. We believe we are headed in the right direction. Our desire to achieve security, stability, and prosperity is unflinching, ladies and gentlemen. We need support of our nation, and especially the overseas Pakistanis. We need you to project our efforts in your adopted country. For this, there is no better way than practicing tolerance, diversity, multiculturalism, and promoting coexistence. Ladies and gentlemen, we believe when you play an effective role here, you will contribute in the national development and integration back home as well. I urge you to continue Rather, pace up your positive endeavors in this regard. In the end, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all once again for arranging this very fine event and affording me an opportunity to share my thoughts with you. People of Pakistan Zindabad, Pakistan Faizabad, and Pak-UK friendship Zindabad. Thank you so much.
Can I please request you, Sir, General Sanders, to please come and say a few words?
Your Excellencies, Generals, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honour and pleasure to be here. It's always a surprise to me that I find myself standing in this giant sleeping bag talking to such an illustrious audience. I had the dubious privilege and record of being the naughtiest cadet in my intake, and my platoon sergeant, colour sergeant, instructor here would have been astonished that I found myself elevated in this position. There's a tradition or a practice at Sandhurst where during the course of an exercise, appointments rotate. So people are given the opportunity to be a platoon commander or platoon sergeant to demonstrate their skills or fail. And I keep waiting for the hand on my shoulder from my colour sergeant to say, okay, appointments change, you're not Commander Field Army, let's get on. Anyway, for now, I am Commander Field Army, and I'd like to share all of your thanks, particularly to Uqba for pulling this event together so well. Uqba and I met about a year ago, I think it was quite slightly less, where there had been an article in Soldier magazine, our in-house journal in the British Army, all about him and his role here as an instructor at Sandhurst and representative of the Pakistan Army. And so one of the passing out parade lunches that we have here 3 times a year, I found myself sitting at opposite ends of the same table as Uqba, so I went up to get to know him and introduce myself. And I described some of my friends and my experiences in Pakistan, so I talked about how I'd accompanied the Prime Minister across with our CDS. I'd met the Prime Minister Nawaz in Pakistan. I had spent some time with several chiefs of the army staff. I knew DGMO quite well. I had lots of friends in the senior echelons of the Pakistan Army. And Uqba, because he's a very polite young man, was nodding, but looking increasingly sceptical. Couldn't quite believe. And I realized that, of course, I was in the uniform of my regimental appointment as a colonel, and he could not work out how this colonel would know all of these people and would have access to this. So I've dressed today properly. But why am I here? Well, I'm here because Uqba told me to be here. It's a privilege. But also because as Commander Field Army, and so my opposite number, I guess, is Bilal Akbar as CGS. I have a whole range of friends in the Pakistani Army. But I'm here because I care deeply for the relationship between the British Army and the Pakistani Army and between our 2 countries. And it is an extremely strong relationship. As you've heard, as many of you will know, we share the same roots. We are a reflection of each other. We're a slightly smaller reflection in the Pakistani Army. But our roots are exactly the same, and we have the same common heritage, the same culture. We don't just look the same, we don't just structure ourselves the same, but we think the same, we behave the same. We've grown from the same root, and we share the same professional standards and the same values. And I think it is a relationship that is based on trust as well. As a parent, there is no greater trust you can show than to place your child in the hands of their first teachers at school. It's always that lump in the throat when you do that. Well, the same here. I don't think there's any more trust than you can show in another army than to give that army your young officers, your future leaders, them to train, or to trust, as we do, someone like Uqba to train our officers. It's a very, very strong expression of trust, and I look forward as well to reciprocating that relationship at the Pakistan Military Academy in Khartoum as well. But we're not just friends, we are value partners. Pakistan in particular, in its fight against extremism and terrorism over the last 15 years or so. And the sacrifice that Pakistan and the Pakistani army in particular has made in pursuit of suppressing terrorism is breathtaking and humbling. It's not just about sacrifice, though. It has been about success, as you heard. I was in Islamabad and Rawalpindi recently, and I saw for myself the success that Operation Zalbizaz and now Rad al-Fasad are showing. What you have achieved in North Waziristan and in the Fatah has not been achieved for 150 years. Curzon and the full weight of the forces in India 150 years ago could not bring peace or stability to this region. And I was lucky enough to meet Major General Hassan, who commands GOC 7 Division, and Major General Shaheen as IG Frontier Corps for KPK, and heard for myself what they've achieved, saw, and you cannot help but be impressed, enormously impressed by what they've achieved and what they're doing day in, day out in the Fatah. And I was struck by some of the factors that have led to that success. Pakistan, in a way that we have not been able to do, has demonstrated strategic patience and resilience. You have mobilized popular support and political will, crucially. You've developed very sophisticated intelligence, but also understand the nature of the terrain and the nature of the people that you're fighting in. The Pakistani army has demonstrated an integrated approach, applying all of the levers of government. You have, in a way that we were not able to do, generated mass and persistence in these very dangerous areas, thereby creating the appropriate ratios of forces where we always found ourselves just a little bit too thin on the ground in Afghanistan. And you've shown extraordinary institutional learning. I can't help but draw the contrast with a less effective and less successful approach from the coalition in Afghanistan, ourselves in particular. Now, we are committed to playing our part and to supporting the Pakistani army and Pakistan. We do that in a number of ways. We have generated an annual conference to examine counterinsurgency and what we can learn from each other. At the moment, I think we're learning rather more from you than you are from us. We are, of course, as a country and as an army, committed to providing a bridge, if you like, between Pakistan and the West as your closest Western friend. We seek, where we can, to bring our influence to bear on your neighbours, either Afghanistan or India. We have a little more success with Afghanistan than we do with India, but it doesn't stop us from trying. We try to share the expertise that we do have in counter IED, in exploitation, in intelligence fusion that's going on day in, day out. And we are trying to support you or work together as we both try to regrow and rebalance towards more conventional warfare capabilities and those threats that we face today. And then at a lower level, a more prosaic level, but just as important, we continue to want to sustain and deepen the regimental affiliations and exchanges that exist between our two armies. And it's encouraging to see the number of young officers that are doing these exchanges. I think just recently we've had a captain from the Royal Tank Regiment exchange for 13 Lancers. And of course, the most important linkage at that level is between Sandhurst and the Pakistan Military Academy, because that's where we grow our future leadership. And we have staff officers at Quetta as well, attending the courses there. And then the sporting and the adventure training links. A chance to go over and play cricket in Pakistan is something that no one turns down as an opportunity. So I'm here to tell you that the relationship is strong, I think stronger than it has been for a very long time. It's growing. And today, I think is a fantastic opportunity to celebrate that relationship, to celebrate our common roots, and to continue to grow together. So thank you very much, and I'd like to introduce Baroness Scotland.
Your Excellencies, Generals, fellow members of the Commonwealth, friends, it is indeed a great privilege and a pleasure to be invited to address you today, particularly as I'm invited to do so after such an illustrious display of medals. I have a few of my own, but they don't seem to quite reflect the ones that I got before me. I hope that you'll allow me, first of all, just to say a heartfelt thank you to the men and the women who have served both in the Pakistan Army and in the British Army. Because that service, which embodies courage, commitment, integrity, is something which we all value and cannot take lightly. The opportunity to keep us safe as nations and to be prepared to walk in front of us to make sure that we remain safe is something which I deeply believe we must applaud. But also, if I may, can I, as the granddaughter of someone who served with Allenby in the First World War and the sister of someone who served in the armed services in the RAF and then as the 1st Battalion paratrooper, say a great thank you to the families who support our servicemen and women, because I know only too well the anxiety and the pride which their service generates, but also the pain as we watch the hurt and sometimes the mistrust. I want to thank all of the families who have supported the men and women of Pakistan service and the men and women in the British services too. And I do that very much as the Secretary General. I do that very much as the Secretary General of the Commonwealth. Pakistan and the United Kingdom are founding members of the modern Commonwealth and signatories of the London Declaration of 1949 that brought the Commonwealth into being. The link we are celebrating today goes back to even further, before 1947, and I think shows the deep roots and the enduring nature of the collaboration amongst and between Commonwealth countries. Every year, on the morning of Commonwealth Day, I and many other representatives gather at the magnificent Commonwealth Memorial Gates at the top of Constitution Hill in London to honour the men and women of the Commonwealth who gave their lives in the global conflicts of the last century. The gates stand as the testimony to the sacrifice and comradeship of our Commonwealth family and the trials and tribulations that forged new awareness both of our togetherness and of nationhood and national identity. Pakistan is amongst the names of the countries carved into the pillars, together with the deeply inspiring words, "Our future is greater than our past." That line expresses very clearly our attitude and the way in which the Commonwealth we seek to build in positive ways on what is good in our shared traditions and our heritage, and on our common aspirations for a safer and fairer future for all. A distinctive characteristic of Commonwealth connection and cooperation is that it is personal as much as it is institutional. This reunion reminds us in a very tangible way of the power and potential of personal contact in building links through friendship and partnership. And what has shone out this morning has been the warmth and depth of that friendship between Pakistan and between the United Kingdom. The armed forces of both Pakistan and the United Kingdom have over the years fulfilled many important international peacekeeping duties, and I'm sure that many of you have served in many of those missions. But another weapon in our arsenal is a peace building. A peace building where we use our joint history to build an understanding of our difference, the difference that exists between us, and to deepen our interconnectivity and build sustainable bridges towards a better, safer environment for the 2.4 billion people who are part of our Commonwealth, 60% of whom are below the age of 30. And in 1949, Pakistan and the United Kingdom, together with the 6 other sovereign states, declared that we remain united as free and equal members of the Commonwealth of Nations, freely cooperating in the pursuit of peace, liberty, and progress. Our Charter, adopted in 2012, speaks of the Commonwealth as a voluntary association of independent and equal sovereign states, consulting and cooperating in the common interests of our peoples in the promotion of international understanding and world peace, and influencing international society to the benefit of all through the pursuit of common principles and values. The deep respect and understanding established through 70 years of cooperation and comradeship here at Sandhurst exemplifies the way in which exchange and experience at a personal level contributes to building peace through institutional and international cooperation. That is the essence of all we seek to achieve in the Commonwealth. And I am proud to salute and celebrate the contribution to peace building and to the Commonwealth cooperation that has been made and continues to be made by successive generations of Pakistan Sandhurst graduates. And I hope that these 70 years will be repeated for another 170 years, and that during that time, the friendship and the unity between us will get stronger and stronger. May I now introduce the chairman of the World Congress of Overseas Pakistanis, Mr. Saeed Raza.
If need to be proved who is the younger, I can take round of the hall and prove I'm younger than General Ahmed. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, officers, excellencies, lords and baronesses, I'm so glad to receive you as a host, sponsor of the today afternoon, representing World Congress of Overseas Pakistan. World Congress of Overseas Pakistanis was launched almost 5 years back with the vision to build bridges across the communities. We celebrate integration, dinner and Christmas dinners every year since 2012. That time, our leader, our chair, Dr. Sajjad Abdul Karim, whose presence here today, then Women Achiever Congress was launched with Right Honorable Theresa May in 2015. WCOP Women World has been launched since January 2017. World Congress of Overseas Pakistanis North chapter was launched in March 2017, and our president and board members are here with us today. Representing the 7th largest diaspora of the world, we are grateful to our Board of Governments of United Kingdom and Pakistan for appreciating our community-driven non-political initiatives, and joining hands with us where needed. Today we are blessed to have opinion makers and influencers from Pakistani diaspora, from England, Scotland, Wales, all over the United Kingdom. And today, in your presence, I want to pass on heartfelt message. When our forefathers arrived in 1960s, they were thinking of spending few years and then moving back home. If home is where the heart is, then their heart was in Pakistan. However, after 5 decades of toil in the UK, it is a different scenario now. Now we have our members of parliaments, member of European parliaments, lords, baronesses, and as we all know, the mayor of the most coveted city in the world, London. That is why it is crucial looking at it differently. United Kingdom is our home now, and it deserves our best. We, the Pakistani diaspora, shall join its civil services, police, military. United Kingdom must see us as its loyal citizens who are ready to shed their blood for its borders. I have the privilege of being present in many of the meetings with the British Pakistani Prime Ministers and decision makers. If you ask me what is the secret of relationship, in my opinion, it is Pakistani. It is two. It's the British people and Pakistani diaspora. It is our bedrock on which our diplomatic, military, academic, and all other relations are based. In the end, I would sincerely appreciate those who made this groundbreaking event possible. Our Board of Governors, who are extraordinary support. Excellency Sayyid Ibn Abbas, High Commissioner of Pakistan, who has maintained his trust in us as a sponsor throughout. Major Uqba Malik for playing a vital role in strengthening the Pakistan-UK relationship, and Arif Malik with his operational team for seeing through the operational aspects, Spice Village for sharing the authentic Pakistani taste with us. I believe you all will enjoy the fascinating afternoon that is historic in so many ways, that the best of all, your exclusive presence, that is the hallmark of the day. And I just like to mention here, Pakistan Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa is very kind, accept our invitation, and he sent all the way from Pakistan, General Amin, and my special thanks goes to Pakistan Army Chief. Long live United Kingdom, Pakistan, Zindabad.
It was the time when World War II was defining history in the West. History was also being written in Asia. A country was in making. 14th of August 1947, Islamic Republic of Pakistan emerged on the globe under the leadership of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. The founder of Pakistan in February 1948 outlined the basic principles of Pakistan's foreign policy. Our foreign policy is of friendliness and goodwill towards all nations of the world. We do not cherish aggressive designs. We believe in the principle of honesty and fair play in national and international dealings, and are prepared to make our utmost contribution to the promotion of peace and prosperity among the nations of the world. Pakistan will never be found lacking in its material and moral support to the oppressed and suppressed people of the world, and in upholding the principles of the United Nations Charter. Pakistan's foreign relations are based upon objectives of peaceful coexistence, mutual respect, equality, economic integration, and international cooperation. Pakistan and the United Kingdom enjoy strong 70 years of bilateral relations, rooted in shared history and cohesive ties. Pakistan also had the distinct honor to host Her Majesty, the Queen Elizabeth, in Pakistan in year 1961. Pakistan and Great Britain stand today as a symbol of rewarding and reliable diplomatic partners, cooperating in the domains of economy, health, education, defense, security, and an array of socio-cultural spheres. There has been a large number of high-level political and military leadership visits between the two states. The United Kingdom is home to largest Pakistani community of 1.2 million in Europe. Pakistani origin British continue to play their positive contribution to progress of British society in diverse fields, be it politics and governance, socio-cultural domain, economic sphere, science and medicine, entertainment, literature and art, law and justice, civil service, military, police, sports, and the list goes on and on. Pakistan's armed forces command great respect for their disciplined, professional, and hardcore training. Pakistani military training stands self-sufficient and self-sustaining to train Pakistani and international military students. We train together to defeat all emerging threats. Pakistan armed forces have become a role model for the world in fight against terrorism and can be of great training value for allied militaries. Particularly, training at Pakistan Military Academy transforms young gentlemen cadets into future leaders of Pakistan Army who can lead their men through peace and war. Stands unique in Pakistan-UK Training Corporation is training of Pakistan Military Academy cadets at Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst, which is a cradle of learning that builds character, courage, professional competence, and comradeship. With the motto, Serve to Lead, Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst was formed in 1947 as a descendant institution of Royal Military Academy and the Royal Military College. Consistent and well-founded collaboration between Pakistan Military Academy and Royal Military Academy started in 1950s. So far, 65 Pakistani cadets have been trained in Royal Military Academy Sandhurst, including Pakistan's first President Iskandar Ali Mirza, Field Marshal Ayub Khan, Pakistan's second President, Pakistan's veteran legislator Gohar Ayub Khan, and one of the ex-chiefs of Army Staff, General Asif Nawaz Janjua. At average, 3 cadets per year are selected. Not only cadets under training, but it's pride that a Pak Army officer is serving as a platoon commander in Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. Once commissioned, our gentleman cadet is ready to fight for the causes he has been trained for. Honor of the flag, service to the nation, standing up for mankind and defense of motherland against every visible danger and every invisible threat of war. This journey of 70 years of UK-Pakistan friendship has a promising future full of hope for both the nations.
Before we finish, we've got a few presentations. Can I request Colonel Bilal Safraz to please come on the stage, and General Answer, sir, please, Colonel Bilal Safraz would like to make a presentation to Sandhurst. General Bilal Safraz is an ex-Sandhurst graduate and is visiting on an NDU course in the UK.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm acutely aware that I stand between you and your much-awaited lunch, so I would make it as short and sharp as possible. Coming back to Sandhurst after 22 years, it's indescribable how I feel, being here with my wife and kids. A lot of memories flashing back, so it's good to be here, and thank you to the organizers for arranging such a fine event. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of 3 of my platoon mates who are sitting right there at the back, whom we did all good and bad things together. And I'm happy to note that I've trained them so well that all of them risen to the rank of Lieutenant Colonel, just like myself. And I just wanted to make a few comments at a more individual level. And I just wanted to express my deep respect that I have for the Academy and the 1 year that I spent here. Looking back, I think, although it was only a year, but it made one of the most meaningful contributions towards my development as an officer. It also gave me an additional perspective of looking at things differently, developed amazing relationships while working abroad and in Pakistan, which came in very handy while collaborating with British officers, whom I also have the honor of having today out here, Lieutenant Colonel Angus Tilney, whom I worked with and then studied together at Fort Leavenworth. And I'm glad to call him family. And all of it, if you look at it that way, started here at Sandhurst. So many thanks. I would just end from one of the memories, sir, which comes to my mind while we were here, and Angus, costly Darren Hurst and O'Shea would remember, the first address which was given to us by the Academy Sergeant Major, who in his typical form came out here and said, well, right, chaps, first rule of the game is we both will call each other sir. But the only difference would be that while you would mean it, I wouldn't. So the best part of this friendship is, I think we all have gone that step forward to show that we not only call each other friends, but we actually mean it. And just as a token of my respect for the institution, sir, I brought along a few souvenirs that I would like to present. This is a Baluch warrior, because I joined a very old unit with rich British history. I thought it would find a good place in the Indian Army Memorial.
बड़ी खुशी हुई 22 साल बाद इस एकेडमी से पास आउट होने के बाद यहाँ आने में, और बड़ी खुशी हुई ये भी जान के कि यूके और पाकिस्तान के जो ताल्लुकात हैं, जिसमें सैंडर्स्ट में हमारे कैडेट्स का आना एक हिस्सा था, वो अब इतना अच्छा डेवलप हो गया हुआ है। और मेरी ख्वाहिश होगी कि ये और हो और आपके आपस के राब्ते और बढ़ें, क्योंकि जो हमारे चैलेंजेस हैं उनको हम मिल के अच्छे तरीके से उनको हल कर सकते हैं।
Well, the most important thing is that we are celebrating 70 years of a close friendship between the United Kingdom and Pakistan. But both United Kingdom and Pakistan, of course, are fantastic Commonwealth countries. And I was particularly moved to see how the armed service men and women have worked together, but also how their families have supported them over the years. And we were looking at the way in which we celebrate this relationship and just emphasizing that our future together is so much greater than our past. Those are the words etched into the Millennium Memorial Gates, in which Pakistan's name is so proudly emblazoned. And this is an opportunity for us to look at the new form of peace generating that we can do together. This is a peace-building Commonwealth, and our opportunity to build those bridges in friendship and comity are really here. So today was a great day to celebrate all that was best in our Commonwealth.
The event was basically based on the relationship between Pakistan and United Kingdom, और इसकी foundation जो है वो है between the Kakul, the Pakistan Military Academy, and Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. Our relationship with the United Kingdom बहुत multi-layered है, और उसमें जो engagement और जो relationship building trust से develop होती है, और trust develop होता है with mutual respect. और म्यूचुअल रिस्पेक्ट हमारे अंदर बहुत प्रोमिनेंट है. जब आप अपनी मिलिट्री स्किल शेयर करते हैं दूसरों से, तो इसका मतलब है कि आप उनको बहुत ज़्यादा ट्रस्ट कर रहे हैं. तो ये इट स्पीक्स फॉर इटसेल्फ कि पाकिस्तान और यूके रिलेशनशिप कहाँ है और इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे क्या सपोर्ट है. और आई थिंक वर्ल्ड इज़ गोइंग टुवर्ड्स ये जो एक पॉजिटिव चीज़ है दुनिया में आई कि प्रॉब्लम्स तो बड़े हैं टेररिज्म के साथ, लेकिन लोग यूनाइट हो गए ईस्ट और वेस्ट. मुसलमानों के अंदर सिर्फ नहीं बल्कि ईस्टर्न कंट्रीज़ के अंदर पाकिस्तान एक ब्रिज है वेस्ट के लिए. तो आई थिंक वो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह इट्स बीन अ ग्रेट डे. थैंक यू वेरी मच.